What is up everyone, Z Superfar 5 here. Today I'm doing a unit review for the brand new Tempest Trial unit, New Year's Corrin. This will be a new video series for my channel that I'm going to try and do for every new unit that drops in Fire Emblem Heroes. Now I know a lot of Fire Emblem channels are doing this nowadays, so the only thing I can really do to single myself out is give you a perspective of a unit from a free-to-play player. So, let's get the unit review started. You can receive a 4-star and a 5-star New Year's Corrin for free by playing through the new Tempest Trial. To get the 4-star New Year's Corrin, all you have to do is get 1,000 points. And to get the 5-star New Year's Corrin, you need to get to 15,000 points in the Tempest Trial. Thankfully, this is a mini Tempest Trial, so it's a lot easier to get the Tempest Trial unit. New Year's Corrin stats are the following: 37 HP, 32 base attack, 30 speed, 34 defense, and 18 res. When you merge New Year's Corrin, his HP and attack goes up by 1. As for his weapon and skills, he has his bow, the Hamaya Plus, that has built-in drive defense / resistance, which gives +2 defense and res to allies within 2 spaces. His support skill is Rally Defense / Resistance, which will boost both stats up by 3 points until the end of the turn. Corrin's A slot has Attack Defense 2, which will give him a permanent +2 stat increase for those 2 stats. As for his C slot, he has Spur Defense / Res 2, giving any adjacent allies defense / res +3. His stats are pretty well balanced, and it seems with his skills, Intelligence Systems really wants us to make a physically bulky bow that supports allies for their defensive stats. Because of his balanced stats, he can run quite a few sets, running from almost his default build to a stronger sweeper. So let's get started on the different sets he can run. A fairly cheap yet effective set that works with Corrin's base kit is to make him a supporting unit. This utilizes Corrin's bow, Rally Defense / Resistance, and his Spur Defense Res skill. If Corrin is next to an ally and he uses his Rally skill, he will give +8 to both defense and resistance. This works very well with Corrin's very high defense, allowing him to make positioning mistakes or even blocking an enemy unit to protect an ally. The speed refinement is optional on this part. Any refinement can be of use. The reason why speed was chosen was to prevent doubles, which in turn lets Corrin take more hits, mainly from mages. Fury was chosen for A slot for being not too expensive and helping his stats a bit more. This will allow his speed to be in a good spot and increases defense and resistance for when he needs to take those hits. The skill Cancel Affinity can be a fairly expensive skill, being locked to 5-star on Innis and 5-star on Mathilda. Unless you have a Mathilda you would like to 5-star, or for some reason you'll be okay sacking at Innis, a Breaker skill also works well. Swordbreaker works best as the largest part of the casted heroes have swords, but Axe and Lancebreaker works just as well. The next build is very apparent when looking at Corrin's stat line. He is very bulky. You can then further this defensive potential by using a guard bow set. On this set, you can use 3 things to bolster up his already impressive defensive stat, and even help his lackluster resistance. The best refinement on this weapon would be defense. This will allow Corrin to take damage from physical foes, and as well boost up his bonfire damage even more to deal even more burst damage. His A slot is the expensive part of the build, Distant Defense, which is only on Celica, Performance Olivia, Rajette, and then recently added Micaiah, all being very rare and potent units. But this skill makes mages and archers deal 6 less damage, on top of the 6 defense and resistance it gives from the guard bow. The B slot can be very flexible. Corrin may run Guard 3 or any breaker skill. Sword Breaker will allow many units to be doubled by Corrin, and deal less damage to him. Bow Breaker would also be a great choice as it can deal with Brave Bow units, and very powerful archers in the game, such as Brave Lyn and Bright Cordelia. Like the B slot, C skills can vary. With this set, he'll be in the front lines, so threatened skills will work very well with his position. You can choose between threatened attack, defense, or speed. Defense will help Corrin the most, but any of them can work. To commence the finishing touches on his guard bow set, the distant defense 3 skill will bring up Corrin's defense and resistance up by 18 when he is attacked. If Bonfire is used, he can proc his special when he attacks, and with his defense reaching 55, he'll deal 28 damage from his special alone. Following that setup, a second great enemy phase New Year's Corrin build would be utilizing his damage potential from skills such as Bonfire and Ignis. With the accelerated cooldown for those skills, he can deal very high burst damage more often. Corrin's best refinement is speed on this set. This both gives Corrin more wins and less losses. But this, like most other refinements, is based off your team and what you think he will be facing more often. For this set, both Corrin's defense and attack are his main points of interest. His A slot is very available to some players, just might be risky to do it. Attack and Defense Bond 3, which is a skill everyone has if they completed Chapter 2 of Book 2, which gives you Fjorm, the Princess of Ice. Also, a legendary hero with the Water Blessing. If you are okay to toss her aside for a unit, Corrin is a great option. This, if nearby an ally, will grant you to both of Corrin's stats that he needs, bolstering his damage up by a lot, letting him survive more, and dealing even more with Bonfire. For the B slot, this again is a very free slot. The best skill would be Sword Breaker, but like all other builds, Bow, Axe, and such are all very good alternatives. This will allow Corrin to deal with the squishy sword users with ease, and even some of the scary sword users such as Ira. It also lets him take less damage from them as well, thanks to his high defense. The C slot capitalizes on enemies getting in close, and Corrin finishing them off. Threatened defense will allow Corrin to deal more damage in case of dire situations. Corrin's S slot will be distant defense. Similar to why attack defense bond is great, he will be the unit that takes the first hit, granting him +6 defense along with plus res. He can easily get up to +11 defense. He not only takes even less damage, but he also deals 3 more damage to his Bonfire total. The final set I'll be talking about is obvious with that defense Corrin flaunts about, a very powerful close counter set. This of course comes as dispense of Winter Tharja or Takumi, but it's one of his best sets. With close counter, he can attack enemies from any range, and with his defense, he is not going down so easily. Corrin can become even more lethal with his B slot skill being Quick Riposte. He takes hits so easily and hits back hard. And what makes this better, if he uses the slaying bow, he can use Ignis if the enemy doubles him, and Corrin attacks back twice. Threatened skills are very good in this build too. The one that seems to prevent Corrin from getting defeated and overall helping the whole team out would be Threatened Attack. This allows Corrin to take the hits he will take even better, and rebound with Ignis. Threatened Speed also works, but this may harm him from Ignis not being able to get used in the same fight. And the S slot goes again back to distant defense. Same reasons why as the other builds. He gets more defense for Ignis, while also helping deal with the mages when he can attack twice if they initiate. So overall, Corrin at first glance seems a little bit underwhelming, and this may be the case to some, but for free-to-play players who have trouble getting good IVs and colorless archers, or people who do like Corrin, this is not a unit who has no worth at all. He is highly customizable and can do quite a few things based on the builds given to him. His main downsides from being a Tempest Trials unit, and besides Mass Marth, we have never gotten a repeat unit. This will make him a constant +1 for at least the near future. Hopefully Intelligent Systems implements a way to get more Tempest Trial units outside of the actual event. Thank you everyone very much for watching the video. If you liked it, why not subscribe? Along with this new video series, I try and stream at least twice a week right here on YouTube. I do plan on making even more firearm videos for the channel. If you have any feedback on what I can do to make my videos better, leave a comment down below. Alright, thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one.